Welcome to Week 5 in this week's preview of the Legacy League action. My name is Josh, the commish of the Legacy League and proud representative of ChillTown. Now, if you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe, and let me know what kind of video you'd like to see. I don't want to waste any extra time. Let's get right into the Legacy League Week 5 matchups. Starting us off, we have the real Slim Brady versus Vontez Inferno. It's easy to see the advantage of quarterbacks lies with the real Slim Brady and Tom Brady. But I had to give the edge in wide receiver and running back position to Vontez Inferno. Even with the absence of Davante Adams, still much stronger group there. Now, for Vontez Inferno, I do have concern over the health status of Mark Andrews. He's really been a solid contributor. But my biggest issue has to lie around Andy Dalton. Now, I think the game's going to be close. And if the game's close, I can never go with somebody whose quarterback is Andy Dalton. I look for Brady to lead the way in a really good matchup, and his matchup with the Redskins will allow him to pull out the small victory. Alright, moving on, we have Moon Knight versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles. Now, Moon Knight, they're in desperation mode. And I think that's evident with the trade they made to pick up Sammy Watkins for DJ Shark. Could be a hint of desperation there, hoping to get a uptick in performance from Sammy Watkins. Now, me personally, I preferred Shark. We'll see what happens. I personally think, though, Moon Knight needs to address that running back position. Now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles, they're being carried by their quarterback and receiver, Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. And as much as I'd love to see Moon Knight pull out the victory, I think that matchup and that combination of quarterback receiver will be too much to overcome. I'd look for Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles to pull out the close win. Alright, we have quite a good matchup here between Jujubes and Speed Goats. Speed Goats is our leading scorer thus far in the Legacy League, and he looks to move his winning percentage back over 500 against Jujubes. Quarterback battle looks great, but Speed Goats really needs Todd Gurley to explode and break out. This is a guy Speed Goats gave up quite a bit to get, and really is going to be the determining factor on the success of his season. So a breakout needs to come for Todd Gurley. I question whether that's going to happen, but we're going to find out in the coming weeks. Jujube's roster, in my opinion, is looking better and better as the year goes on. Still think the running back position has to be addressed at some point, but Aaron Rodgers, I look for him to have a big game this week and actually lead Jujubes to the upset victory over Speed Goats. Really good contest coming up here between Caterpillar Excavation and Atlanta Kibbles and Vicks. We have a good battle here between a couple of 2-2 teams. One team is going to move above 500, and the other will fall just a little bit further behind in the race for the playoffs. Now, Caterpillar Excavation, I'm going to be honest, they've been surviving because they're not scoring a lot of points. And if they want to actually stay relevant in the playoff chase, they're going to have to pick it up. Now, Kibbles and Vicks, been a little hit or miss, but when you have Christian McCaffrey and Evan Ingram carrying your load, then you're in pretty good shape. To me, the difference in this matchup is going to come down to Julio Jones and Mike Evans. Now, regular wisdom would say Julio Jones is going to be the difference here. I'm actually going to go Mike Evans. He's been playing really well. Jameis Winston may have found something with Bruce Arians at the coaching position, and I think Atlanta, Kibbles, and Vicks will pull out the close victory. Now, we also have the Clayton Bigsby's versus Baby Love. Now, I'm going to get right down to it with this matchup. The projections are leaning heavily in the direction of Baby Love, and I feel the same way. The Clayton Bigsby's haven't been scoring a lot of points. Baby Love scored well, and now is going to be looking for Odell to bounce back, which I believe he will. I can't imagine he's going to have 2 games in a row with only a couple of catches and 20 yards. Look for Baby Love to come up with a big win, and I'm going to go with a guess of about 40 to 50 points. Big win this week for Baby Love. Now on to our Titanic matchup. Our matchup of the week pits the top two teams in the Legacy League at the week 4 point. We have 69er versus ChillTown NC. Potentially, depending on Vontez Inferno's matchup, this could decide who's number one in the league after 5 weeks. Now 69er wants a little respect to being the top dog. There's no better way to get that respect than taking down the commish and the top 3 team in the league. Elite running backs and quarterbacks and tight ends abound between both these teams. The wide receiver advantage, though, clearly rests on 69er's side, as ChillTown is relying on Golden Tate coming off the suspended list. That's a little dangerous. ChillTown is just really looking to survive, though. Saquon Barkley looks to be coming back next week, possibly. So if they can survive another week, then they'll be ready for the stretch run. I expect this to be a high-scoring affair, but I'm going to say some will see it as a little bit of an upset. 69er is going to come out on top and stay undefeated behind the play of Stephon Diggs and Keenan Allen. That'll be too much for ChillTown to overcome, and 69er will stake a claim as being the top team in the Legacy League after 5 weeks. I didn't want to spend too much time on the matchups this week because that was something else I kind of wanted to touch on and talk about. There was a suspension handed down this week to Vontez Burfict. Now, he is suspended now for the rest of the season due to a helmet-to-helmet hit in the last game. Now, I'm not a Vontez Burfict fan. I think he is a dirty player. But I've heard a lot of stuff talked about he needs to be banned and suspended and never play in the NFL again. In case people aren't aware, in my eyes, one of the greatest middle linebackers to ever play, Ray Lewis, was once on trial for murder. And he pled to a lesser charge to basically rat out his buddies. Now, if Ray Lewis was able to do that and come back and have an illustrious career, all that happening while he was in the NFL, then I don't think we can look at Vontez Burfict and say he doesn't deserve to be in the NFL. Now, this is the same guy last year. He didn't have any issues at all. So don't tell me he cannot change the way he plays. He most certainly can. He made a mistake and did something he shouldn't have on the play. But before we start basically punishing him for all his prior crimes, let's really look at this under the gaze of what it really is. He made a mistake, and he's getting punished for it, and he's going to pay basically a multi-million-dollar fines basically by being suspended. He's going to lose millions of dollars from the suspension. That is punishment enough. Now, if he goes into next season and he gets a couple of more penalties, the same kind of variety at the start of the year, then okay, I'm on board. Now we have a pattern of recent memory, not pattern from 3, 4, 5 years ago. Let's live in the moment, and let's take every moment for how it is at face value. Let's not just basically call a judgment on a guy because he makes a mistake. People make mistakes every day. Let this guy learn from him. Let him get his 12 weeks off and see if that changes the man. I think you'll see a different Vontez Burfict because he knows if he doesn't, he won't be able to come back. 12 games, the next suspension is going to be lifetime. Give him the opportunity to make the changes and come back a better player and see what we get. I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but I want to get off my chest because I think people rush and they want to throw stones at people, and it's like, that's crazy. Let the system play out. Let everything work itself out. We don't need to sit there and say because somebody makes a mistake, get rid of them forever. If somebody goes to jail, they're allowed to get out of jail and try life again. It's no different here. He made a mistake. He's made several mistakes. But he's not done anything that he cannot make up for when he comes back. So I want to give him a chance. People get off his back. He made a mistake. He's made lots of mistakes. So have I. So have others. So have other guys that are still in the NFL right now. Let's move forward and let's see what happens next year. Just get off that crazy talk, man. People just sound stupid when you just want to start throwing out things just to get a shock response. Oh, ban him for life. No. Look at the situation. Look at the person. Deal with the person and go from there. Get away from all this shock journalism. It does nothing for the community. It does nothing for the people. It does nothing for sports. Look at each individual incident and go from there. And I'm off my soapbox. I'm not going to keep hitting on that. Now, I want to thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed what you heard, hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. I just want to say there's going to be lots of fresh, new content on the way. So, let me know what you'd like to see. I want to change up the way this channel flows. What you see, what you hear, what you feel from what I do. So going forward, there'll be some different types of content coming. And I want to know what you think about it. I don't mind you being very blunt in what you say. If you don't like it, say it. I don't mind changing things up if it doesn't resonate the way it needs to be resonating. So, like I said, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you don't want to leave a comment down below, shoot me a text. Shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to hit me a message at. Just let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. But football week started last night. We got some more good games coming this weekend. Hope everybody has their fantasy lineups ready. Good luck, and I'll catch you on the next one.